He's a 17-year-old for the entire season. That's a pretty tough school to learn in. He's watching on this afternoon. No help to his teammates, but they haven't needed a lot today. That's a poor kick again across the ground. A very lazy kick. It was Motlop. Marked by Brown. Goes to Prestia inside the forward 50. Almost the mark. Dixon, advantage is paid. Come on, Carmichael, kick a goal. Well, no. Guthrie on top. It wasn't in the back because he turned him around. Made an attempt, he said.
The bounce that actually didn't come back. No. Let's get a bit of moisture on the grass as it gets late afternoon up here.
Yeah, real chance. Went begging there. Well done by Bartel. It's good effort by Bennell to just almost rob Kelly of the ball. Ablett working hard. They're hanging on to him. Good tackle, Guthrie. Back to Bartel. We're talking a lot about the Suns today and their effort, but I wonder where Geelong's at right now. I mean, they've got a massive draw coming up in front of them.
Nothing's looking easy for them, isn't it? It looks a little bit like there's half a dozen players that when they're in the game, they can be very good. Haven't got a whole lot of run. They can't seem to run the ball very well from defence, so they do look a bit limited.
I almost feel like they'll play very well against the good teams and be competitive, but
yeah,
it's certainly not putting the teams that are below them away, are they? Cam, do you feel like they can mount a challenge?
Oh, I haven't liked what I've seen today, Bruce, but I am a believer in them, obviously having played so many years with them and these individuals, blokes like Matty Scarlett, Corey Enright, Steve Johnson, Joel Selwood, they can play quality footy in big games. We know that. They've done that plenty of times, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not as sold as I used to be. The next 5 weeks are huge. Obviously, a group of Collingwood, Essendon, Adelaide, Hawthorn and West Coast, that'll pretty much make or break their whole season.
Oh. Now they're on here. That's a good kick by Hunt. They should run this down. Ablett running hard. I reckon he'll get it.
Bennell goes looking for him and Ablett marks inside the forward 50. What a beautiful kick by Carmichael Hunt. If only he'd done that about half a minute ago.
Ali, let's clear the zone.
So Ablett 1-4 this afternoon. There's Bennell. Haven't seen enough of him. He got 3 goals in each of 3 games. Rounds 4, 5 and 6. He was really on a high. Ablett trying to finish off the earlier good work, and he does. That's the hardest one he's had all afternoon. And in characteristic style, he puts it through. Have to admire the way they've stuck at it. And that's the thing, as I said before, it gives the crowd that come along and see those drubbings something to cling to, particularly the first half. But even this, they're down by just 20 points. I'm still a bit of a believer in the Cats, but what?
So Lee, this was half-time.
Yeah, just trying to actually get his rhythm. He'd missed a couple of shots at goal, so he thought he wasn't just hitting him. So all this is just about control and technique. You've got to get your confidence back, because your confidence can go even a great player like Gary Ablett.
He's had 11 disposals in the last quarter and kicked a couple of goals. And he certainly has led from the front. Taylor Hunt's been the man on him most of the day. Selwood's been, well, dare I say, he's been actually the outstanding captain of the 2 on the ground today. But Ablett's had a mighty fine last quarter. But Selwood's been brilliant. Well done by Harbrow. Looking up. Now, they've got some tall timber forward. We know that. Dixon got himself into a good spot. Well, if he banged this through, no, Lee's theory, they wouldn't have enough time.
No.
Into the pocket. And Matera should have taken that.
It's been a bad day, Matera, hasn't it?
He's been.
I just think he's a real example of just probably the barometer for the Suns, that he had a really good first year. He'll be a good player, but he's having a pretty ordinary second year.
He's a sort of, he can't fumble. If he fumbles,
but he will be. I still think he'll be a good player.
Yep. But he needs to be really clean, doesn't he? Because he's that outside type player. But Scarlett building it away.
Murdoch takes the mark then inside the last 2 minutes. And once again, we've seen a little flurry come from the Suns. It's almost as if when they think things are under control, these Cats, they switch off immediately. They don't need a second invitation. Bennell goes with the outside of the boot and he kicks a goal. And that's been the thing throughout the games we've seen this year. Effort's there when it has to be, but there's no overtime.
It's their highest score, Dennis, for the year. And in fact, it's only the second times lead they've ever had 30 shots in a match ever.
Yeah, well, that's a really good finish, but a really poor defence. I mean, that's basically the Geelong. Murdoch is only the young kid, but he basically just gave the ball back to them that generated that shot at goal. And I still think they've mainly played off Geelong turnovers today, but Geelong have made plenty of them.
So 93 was their biggest score so far this season. They've only scored 90 points 5 times ever in their career. And as I said, 30 scoring shots plus today for only the second time. 13-18 they are to 15-20. And Geelong, well, Selwood, Chapman and Hawkins, thank God for those three. And a couple of others I know, like Corey and Bartell and Enright, but it's been left to too few for the Cats. And you've got a vicious run. Lingy talked about the draw, and there's a contested possession. So it's been a good day for the Gold Coast supporters in many ways. They'll go away and say, gee, that's been an entertaining afternoon. They haven't got 4 points, but they've had a thrill. They've had a good ride here today. Maybe not quite wet and wild, but a pretty good one.
Don't bring that up again, you'll get Lee talking. Here's Brown. This goes back. Mark is taken by Mackey. So Selwood with 32 possessions. Ablett has really bulked his stats in this final quarter up to 27. They lead the two sides. Chapman 28. This kick across the ground from Stokes pinpoints it nicely. Wojcinski is marked 55 metres out. So a proud performance this afternoon by the Suns. Kick by Wojcinski. Deep into attack. Oh, good mark taken by Hickey, going back with courage. He wasn't to know that Hawkins had a bit of interference on his way to the ball. Hickey showed courage. Clever by Caddy. There's the siren. So what do we take from this? It's another Geelong game. And it comes with more question marks than the Riddler. It says nothing. We've said that a few times in the wake of their wins and their losses.
We are Geelong, the greatest team of all.